Okay, welcome to another show, CONQU3R. Feel like it's been a minute, haven't it?
It has been a
It
minute.
seems like we're doing once every month, something like that. But life be lifing, though, right?
You're right.
Life be lifing. Um, just let the public know. I don't think people knew, because I kind of kept it under wraps. I am newly single.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a relationship with a woman since June. Let's see, June, July. August. Yeah, so like 3-4 months.
Okay.
And she was a good. I ain't gonna speak nothing bad on her because I enjoyed her. She was a great woman. We can just chop this up to bad timing. And what we're gonna talk about today is just the state of dating today. Like, why is it so difficult to date? Like, is it difficult for you to date? Cliche. Just to date. And I'm not talking about getting in an exclusive relationship. Just dating.
Just dating.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be.
Why is it hard? Sometimes.
Usually it's okay. So most people today
Right.
aren't trying to have a real relationship. They're not trying to build.
Right.
They either just want to have fun or they want to get over.
Right. So what is building? I'm gonna try you today, because
You already tried me before we recorded, so let's keep it moving.
no, because
You
it's a lot of women like y'all
mm-hmm.
who say the right things but don't know how to execute. As far as like building, oh, I want to build. I want a real relationship. What is a real relationship to you?
No, I want to build, like, we actually are working towards marriage in
Right.
the long run, and a long-term goal together.
So
That's-
can you work? Because it's gonna be work.
Of course.
Because it's cute when y'all say it, but when it actually comes down to the action of it, some of y'all lack the execution of putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of y'all feel very entitled. And I think I said this on an episode a while back. I think some of y'all feel entitled to a good relationship just because you've been through so many heartbreaks and you think you're just this world-class woman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fit that category?
Do I feel like I'm entitled to a good relationship?
Yeah. Be honest.
I feel like, yes, I deserve a good relationship. I'm
Right.
working
No,
on
not,
myself.
that deserve and entitlement are two different things.
Well, no, I'm not entitled, but
Right.
I deserve
Mm.
a good relationship.
Now, why do you think you deserve a good relationship?
I'm working on myself.
Yeah.
I'm healing myself.
Amen.
So, and why shouldn't I deserve? Hold on, why shouldn't I deserve a
You
good
said a little
relationship? No, I'm just saying, why shouldn't I deserve a good relationship?
No, I'm just asking the question because it just comes from the frustrating fact that I think, and it, honestly, it's due to personal experience I've been in with women
Okay.
who said this and say that and be like, oh, I want a real relationship, and y'all get that. Y'all get a man. Most of y'all get a man who's willing to put in the work, and y'all can't even match that
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, oh my God. Prime example, man.
Okay.
She from the West Side. Something about y'all West Side chicks, man. I'm telling y'all. I ain't gonna drop no names though, but I'm gonna tell you how this went down. So, shout out to her, by the way. So I met her through Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Don't do that. we was already Facebook friends. So this is back when we was doing radio, and I think you was out of town in Ohio, I think, for the funeral. Detroit, yeah. I knew it was somewhere Midwest. And me and her, her first time calling in, I think we was all together. I forgot what episode we did. So I think the week you left, me and her began to talk. And I was like, hey, I ain't gonna have a guest. Well, I told her this is my first time doing a radio show by myself because, Cliche is gone and Dee was somewhere at the time. I think she was out of town too. So I'm like, hey, how you think I'm gonna do it, whatever? And she was like, do you want me to pull up? I'm like, if you can,
I seen that episode.
Yeah,
Like, sex is my drug.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, and she pulled up, man. She got kudos for that because she's an EMS, right? Or EMT, my bad, EMT. And she came straight from the West Side,
Mm-hmm.
came all the way to Buckhead, and did the show, and it was a good show. So we just hooked it up, hooked up right after that. And I remember the first time we had our first date was, I think we went to this little restaurant in Moreland. So after that, she pulled up at the house one time, right? And we and we began to talk and everything like that, right? So we was watching ATL,
Mm-hmm.
the movie ATL, the T.I. one.
Yes,
Don't do that.
that's the only one.
Right. So, we're talking and vibing and stuff like that, and I'm giving her space because, like, I don't want. I'm not that dude to be like, oh, since you're in my bed, let me press.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking and stuff like that.
All right.
So she was like, do you have any cards? And I was like, nah. I'm like, why? Like, so we can play like strip poker or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm like, well, I don't have any cards, but so what was the alternative or whatever? And she was like, we could play 21 questions. So if I ask you a question, you get it wrong, you gotta take something off.
Okay.
She's initiating all this, right?
Okay.
So, we playing a game. I won. So me winning was like her being, butt naked or whatever. And she's really butt naked in my bed. I think all I had was like the shirt off or whatever. And so she was like, so are you gonna just sit over there or are you gonna make a move? I'm like, say less. Say less. So, I made my move, whatever, and we began to get intimate. And it was it was a scene that came on, and I think it's when they was talking about the accents, like I'm not your bruh or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And while we doing it, she laughs. So immediately I got uninterested in finishing off because it's like this is our first time being intimate.
Mm-hmm. Why
you can't be in the moment with me? So, I pulled out and, put on my boxers. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, this is what the show's about, though, man. This is how you gonna keep it real like that. So I pulled on my boxers.
I'm trying to keep the straightest face over here, but I can't.
And she could just tell, like, I was just, like, done with this whole night. And she was just like, I'm sorry, we could try this again. Because she got to work the next morning, like, at 6. I'm like, yeah, you could just go, And it's like when I'm not feeling it, I make like this ice cube face or something. Like I just got this little mug, and I'm like, you just go. So she's just laying there, just feeling like real sorry. So I'm like, obviously you're not leaving. So do you want to try this again? So we tried again. So the next time was better. And then after, this will flip me out. After, she was just in this total shock, like what just happened. So she's like putting on her clothes, like she's ready to rush out the door. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, you good? And I'm like, no, I can't believe this just happened. I'm really not used to doing this. I usually make dudes wait. I usually don't do it when, I'm seeing her do for the first time and this and the other. And then that was it. She just dropped the mic and just bounced. Never spoke to her again. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing was, one, we both came together and planned on leading up to a relationship or building to a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then we share our first intimate moment. And then you have this Jekyll and Hyde thing come out of you to where, like, I can't believe this just happened. And you're panicking. It's like, oh, my God, why does this happen? But my thing is you let the whole way. Like, you the one who was naked in my bed. You the one that was like, hey, let's play 21 questions, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing with that was don't talk like you want this. Mm-hmm. And when I act on it, mm-hmm. you back off because all of a sudden you're not prepared for it. Mm-hmm. So what do you got to say about that, Cliche? I know that was a little minute, y'all, but I had to build that up, huh?
About y'all personal situation?
No, just like that perspective of like, she pressed like she was ready for a relationship, or we both agreed on wanting a relationship. We have an intimate moment, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I'm not ready for this. So it's kind of like the symbolism of like, y'all say y'all want this and y'all get it, y'all not really prepared for it. Have you ever got something with a man, or like a connection with a man you thought you could handle, but then as you get into it, it's like, I can't do this. And he was doing you good.
Oh, no.
No.
I thought you was gonna say like, no, not like he was doing me good and like I just couldn't get into it. No, I haven't had that experience.
Right. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My last relationship a few years ago, we had a good connection. We weren't good for each other in the long term, but we're good as friends. But mm-hmm. we had a good connection. He was good to me. Mm-hmm. But any other guy after him or before him, nah.
No.
Nah, I ain't. Nah.
So how do most men like approach you today? Like if they really want to try to get to know you, how do a man approach a cliche today? Why you make that face?
How do most men approach me?
Yeah.
Most men approach me as either a sugar baby.
Oh man.
I'm serious. If they're some older cats, they gonna approach you like you a sugar baby. But I'm not into older men.
Sure.
I have my age limit. Like my age limit is like 10 years. Like that's a 10-year gap for me. So
Right.
that's my. But either that or they just want to hook up and play around.
Yeah. And you into that, like the playing around and stuff?
I just want to date and get to know nobody. I don't want to just have to sleep with you.
Right.
Like they just be wanting to go straight into sleeping. Can we get to know each other first? Can we go
Right.
Can we go to the park? Can we go get some coffee?
Nah.
Can we go to the fair?
No.
Like
None of that.
something.
And I got a theory on that. And I don't know if it was off the mic or on set when we talked about this, but I think men do that, especially a lot of men in this generation, because I feel like this is the most disconnected of man. I feel like it's too many men, especially black men, that are very disconnected with self. And I feel like, and this is my opinion, that I feel like sex is like the rawest form of a connection between two people. So I think a lot of them treat that as a drug. Like, hey, I want to feel connected today. I'm not connected with myself. I want to feel connected to something. And that something might be a woman's body. So that's probably why you get a lot of guys pressed for sex very early. Like, hey, how you doing? Can I eat you out? You know, can we go to a room or something?
Yeah, I've had.
It's right after that. I had plenty of women friends who show me their inboxes. I'm disgusted how men talk to women these days, and it be older men. I'm 32, and it be men older than me just talking
Reckless.
Yes.
They talk reckless.
Like, do your mama know you talk like that?
They don't care.
They don't care. But let me say this also, because I got a theory about that too. We're typical creatures. Men are. So when I think I meant practical. Basically, what I'm saying, I think I mean practical. Like, we're practical.
Okay.
Like, we're not going to try something if it's not going to work. So if a man approach you on that sexual tip off rip, obviously it worked somewhere down the line with the woman, and he probably just caught that woman at a good time. And then we play a numbers game. So how many women can we get like this? If it's going to be no, then it's on to the next. And you know how on to the next we are. I think that's what they do to them. Because dudes are not creative when it comes down to approaching women, especially if they want sex with women. They're not creative.
If all they want is sex, they really don't care how they approach you.
Yeah.
It ain't about being creative. They just don't care.
But I'm saying, like, even if that's your ultimate goal,
They
at least
don't
try to stimulate
care.
the woman's mind or something.
They not trying to stimulate your mind. They trying to get stimulated.
Right. Hey, that's true, man. That's true. And it's just tough. It's tough for y'all because it really kind of foreshadows the dude who really want to approach you and genuinely trying to get to know you. Like, even if they want a sexual connection with you, it's not all they want. But because y'all go through too many BS when it comes down to dudes and how y'all get approached by dudes, rather it's social media or even in person, that you can't even tell when a dude is really just trying to be genuine and get to know you. What that mean?
I don't know. I'll just say, But I've had some guys get mad at me because I tell them, coming to your house is not that's not a first date.
At all.
That's not a first date.
Right.
Like, I have guys get mad at me for that. And I'll be like, you approached me.
Right.
How do you approach
Plan
me?
a date.
And then you want me to plan a date. That's
So where
how-
you want to go? Just hoping you say, we could just do something at the house. They try to put in y'all court.
Oh, I block right after that. As soon as I hear, like, first date at the house, block.
Right. Back in my younger days, I was like that. Because that's all I wanted. I wanted a sexual connection. And I wanted lots of it. But as I got older, if you really take the time to get to know the woman and her mind, the body will follow. You know, if she's interested. You know, so if you press for that, and fellas, let me tell y'all this: lust will get you in trouble. Y'all need to stop lusting out here, man. Lust will have you stuck with somebody's energy you don't need to be stuck to and attached to. It'll have you in a situation you don't need to be in, you know, because with lust comes just extra stuff that you don't need in your life right now. You know, I've been through that. Got in, prime example. This is right after high school. And I was dealing with this woman, and I took her virginity. And then she told her mom. And then her mom invited me over for dinner. We had a good dinner. And then after dinner, we talked. And she was like, so what do you want with my daughter? And my nervous self was like, I love your daughter. I know damn well I didn't love her.
Just lying.
I know. Don't. I heard that over there. Don't do that. And and after that, things just went. Hey, no, she asked me something, and I really forgot what she asked me. But whatever she asked me made me get up out the chair and try to walk out the door. So I'm walking out the door. Right. This is story time, y'all. Yeah. I'm walking towards the door. She she runs past me and yokes me up by my shirt, scratches my neck, yokes me up. I'm like, you better tell me something. What do you want with my daughter? And I'm like, ma'am, you need to let me go. And she's saying all this craziness. And the girl I was dealing with had to end up tackling her mom just to get her off me. Like, she speared her mom. So I'm trying to like run to the door, and her big sister come to the door and blocks the door. And she was like, no, you need to apologize. And I'm like, you need to move out the way. So the mom gets up, she grabs me again, and we end up back in the kitchen. And she grabs a frying pan that I helped her cook them chicken tenders with. And those some good chicken tenders too, good sweet tea. And she's really like, if you don't get your mom and dad on the phone, you're not leaving this house. And she got the frying pan like right here. So, and I was really mad at my parents because my parents was not really outgoing. But the day I need them, they both want to be in the movies. So none of them answer the phone. So I called, my mom was a preacher at the time. I called her friend, and I'm like, hey, her name is Miss Head. Miss Head, I'm in a situation over here. And, you know, they talked it out. I forgot what was said, but she let me go. I drive home, nervous as hell, like shook, like really shook. And I had scratches all on my neck. And my mom, and it's funny because when I came home, my mom and dad is at home. And I'm looking at like, where y'all at? I'm calling both of y'all. And none of y'all pick up the phone. And, you know, she seen the scratches and she called the police, but, no, I didn't go through with it, and that was the last of that, man. I had to get that out. I haven't told that story in a long time. It's been tough out here for Tevin, y'all. It is tough out here.
You got mamas jacking you up.
Yes, and I'm good with mamas. That's the thing.
Are you?
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't good with that one, man. She was like Mike Tyson too. Like, she had this bullfrog looking face, like this muscle head, and you know how Mike Tyson eyes look. I didn't drop no name, so I ain't gonna know.
It don't matter. Stop talking.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, right. And she was a nurse too. Them like moms, like women who work them good jobs like teachers, nurses, medical field, dentists, and all that stuff. They be like the most. Some of them be like the most effed up individuals. That is true.
Are you in the field, one of them fields he just said? Because the way she looked at Tevin, the way she
you
looked
agree,
at
don't
Tevin.
You though? Yeah. Don't do that. So let me ask you this cliche. I know we went off the rail a little bit. So what do you think the state of dating is in our generation? We're both born in the 90s. So let's just keep it around amongst our peers. So what are you peeping today in the dating world amongst our generation?
Dating is trash for both genders.
I'm glad you said both
I
genders.
feel for both genders. I
Right.
hear both genders complaining so much.
What do you think they complain about the most?
Uh, either being used,
Right.
just want sex.
Right.
It's always that down being submissive. Shit. I'm so tired
Not
of
the
that
S
argument.
word.
I'm so tired of that argument. Just
Right.
do what works for your relationship.
Right.
Like, yeah, stuff like that. Most people, and then a lot of people, they do want relationships, they do want kids and marriage, but then it's stuff like finances, getting yourself together,
Yeah.
and it's not easy. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's not easy.
And I agree, especially with that getting yourself together part, because that's gonna take some patience and really working on yourself. And then you got that other side of you that you still want affection, you still want this, that, and the other from a compatible partner or a partner altogether. And you got some people who morally stands on, I'm not gonna just be effing around. Like, if you're gonna be with me sexually or intimately, we'll have to be together. And I think that's where the battle comes from, like that tug of war. As far as like, I know I need to work on myself, but at the same time, I want specific needs met. And plus, I just want a partner because it's some lonely mofos out here. There's a lot of people lonely, feel alone. And I think a lot of them, and some won't admit it, a lot of them are too dependent on a relationship.
Very much.
And a lot depends on a relationship. Oh, I'm gonna get myself together once I get in a relationship, or I'm gonna start healing once I get in a relationship. And I made a post earlier today, and I said, it's a lot of y'all failing in relationships because y'all already come into the relationship depending on the relationship.
All right.
You're suppressing the growth of one, yourself, two, your partner, and three, both of y'all together if you come in depending on that relationship for whatever reason. Like, no. Whoever you're trying to involve yourself with needs to add on what you already have. They don't need to come and fix a damn thing. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of dating projects, cliche. I've been dating projects all my life.
You tired of being Bob the Builder?
Yes. Tired of being the therapist, the daddy, all that stuff. Don't give me that. Don't give me that look, man.
Nothing. I'm listening.
It's tiring. It's taxing. It's taxing.
Is that what you like to do? Is that what you like to be in some women's lives? Because some guys like doing that.
I do. And I'm going to call myself out on this.
Okay.
Sometimes I overstep my boundaries in a woman's life when I'm meant to be that person's just friend or just a companion she can just, talk to, and I could just be a listening ear to or whatever and just help her work on herself, whatever. Sometimes I put on my cape and cross that step and be like, I know exactly what you need. Let me be your man. That made you blush, didn't it? No.
Kept telling me, I noticed you like to wear your cape.
Right.
I noticed you like that cape.
Hey, man, look, I put it up, though. I'm retired from it. But it's taxing. It's taxing on your mental. And if you're really dealing with a woman who has all these inner problems, one, they're not going to show you until they're really comfortable with you, first of all. They appear like, oh, I'm fine. I want this. I want that. I want what's real. We can build. We can work. I want love. I know what real love is. Say all these little cute words. And then once we in there, we have a situation, and all of a sudden, that real you come out. Prime example. I think this is like get to know Tevin Day, because I got as I'm for almost everything. Now, we're going to keep it real, man, and this is recent, like this past weekend. I'm always meeting chicks off Facebook, y'all, so y'all got to excuse me. I'm not a social guy. So I'm mostly meeting women from social media sites, but like Facebook, not like Tinder and stuff like that. I don't get into all that, but like Facebook though. And she's an older woman, and she's 35.
Okay.
Don't say. I mean, she's older than me. That's what I meant.
About 3 years. Okay.
Yeah, about 3. Yeah,
okay,
she's an older
continue.
woman, and cool woman too, man. Got her own place, own car, and stuff like that. So we began to talk last week, and she was telling me like her last situation, where it was like she was dating this guy, and this guy got, they was engaged, and he had an ex as a friend. So at the time when they first met, I'm just gonna keep this short because I don't want to put all her business out there. But at the time, his ex didn't want to deal with him, so that's how them two kind of got together. So they moved into a spot together. All of a sudden, the ex want to get back with her. He drops everything and goes back to her, like everything. Like she told this is her telling me this. She said they was they was going back and forth through texting. She said through the text, "I want you back." He literally, they was moving into a house that same day. He dropped everything and moved in with old girl, left her at the house. At the apartment. The apartment under both their names. She said it traumatized her.
How long was she with him again?
She said like a year and some change. Like a year and a few months. Now, fast forward to, when we first met, she's telling me, like, I want something real. I want to build, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I want that too, but I just want to flow. I made that clear. It seemed like I had to make it extra clear this past weekend.
You said you want to build, but then you also want to let it flow.
Yeah, like, I'm not in the mood for something serious right now. So I just want to flow and see where it goes. So
Okay.
when I told her that, and we just got through, doing our business.
You told her that afterwards, okay?
Yeah.
Just making sure I'm hearing all these points right.
Yeah. So, I got to backtrack right quick. So my birthday was this past Thursday. So she wanted to take me out for my birthday. So I'm like, I'm gonna be working. So, and I'm having kids this weekend. So let's try the weekend after next or whatever. So like this coming weekend. So this weekend passed, Saturday. A friend of mine hit me up like, hey, I want to take you out for dinner, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, cool. So me and the other lady, we texting back and forth. So she took me to this nice restaurant in Beaufort, y'all. It's called Bonefish Grill. Oh, my God, bro. I took a I took a picture of the plate of the food. I had like shrimp, steak, fries, and like some green beans. I sent it to her, and based on her initial reaction, she's like, "Oh, that looks good. You on a date or something?" And I'm like, "Nah, my friend just took me out, on some spontaneous stuff." Because mind you, she wanted to take me out that weekend. So I come over the next day, Sunday. I go see her, and she said, "Yeah." I was like, "Hey, do you want some company or whatever?" She was like, "Yeah, because I got something I need to get off my chest." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." At first, I thought she was like being cute or whatever, but she was like, she felt some type of way about about me going on that dinner thing with my friend. She felt some type of way about that. So I was like, you shouldn't be feeling some type of way because that was spontaneous. It wasn't planned. I know you had plans, but you knew my schedule. And that was just some spontaneous thing. Like, we're not even dealing with each other like that, whatever. And she was like, yeah, I'm still in my feelings because, it's just reminding me of what my ex did. And I'm like, there we go. Now the truth comes out. So we talk about it. Then we do our business. Then we have the talk about what we wanted. And I'm like, look.
Okay.
I don't want nothing serious right now. I want to go with the flow with you.
Why can't you say that before?
It didn't come up.
Why can't you bring it up?
She didn't bring it up.
Why didn't you bring it up?
First of all, you need to calm your voice.
Why didn't you bring it up? Tell you the man. Why didn't you bring it up? Because how most women would look at that?
What?
They would look at that as you just manipulated me.
Oh, no.
Yes, they would.
Nah.
Yes, they
What?
would.
Tevin do not manipulate.
If you said that
I'm a gentleman.
I'm going to look at you like you just manipulated me. If you say it before, at least give me that option.
It didn't come up because the conversation didn't drive that way.
It's because you didn't want it to drive that way. You didn't want
it
to drive that way.
But I had it after, though. What?
You didn't want it to drive that way.
She told you
what?
that she felt some type of way about somebody taking you out and it wasn't her.
Right.
You should excuse yourself from the situation.
Right.
She's emotional.
Right.
Clearly.
So once you have sex with them,
Right.
most women, once you have sex with them and they're in an emotional state, you have told them
Or
Because most women feel like sex equates relationships.
that now after we got done, that's exactly what she said. So when we got to that conversation, part two. I'm sorry, yo. But
I want you to screenshot my face.
so when we got to part two of that conversation, I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just want to flow. I don't want nothing serious right now. And I know you do, but guess what? If this let me finish. If this is going to confuse you or give you mixed feelings, we could stop this. Mm-hmm. And this is why men, no, let me say it, men, you always got to put the pressure on the woman. Put the ball in her court. Let her decide in a respectful way and just give them that respect of choice. So I like, look, next time I come over here, we don't gotta do this because like you said, LA, she said sex, if I'm giving my body like that because I don't just do it just cause, it means we're gonna be building something serious. And after that, I was like, I don't want nothing serious. And she shed a few tears, yada yada yada, because she was like, I feel like you're just gonna up and just bounce and leave me just like my ex and stuff like that. I'm like, don't bring that over here.
Question.
What's up?
Was that the young lady with the 2 kids?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. She only have kids. Bro, don't do that. I'm not out here. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not out here slinging like that, y'all. I'm not doing that. I'm a Christian.
That makes it, boy, stop.
I was just like, let me stop. But so we talk about it, and I was like, look, if this confuses you, I can pull back on this, and we could just chill in your living room because I still like you. I like your energy. I like being around you. Like we vibe good, but what you want, I don't want that at this very time. So she was like, so she kind of flipped it on me and was like, well, I didn't say we had to just stop having sex. I was just saying. And see, exactly. Females. So don't put this all on me like Tevin should have done. Men need to. No. Because when I put the ball in her court to allow her to control her situation, to show me what she really wanted, she still want to connect with me that way, even though I told her I don't want nothing real serious right now. So my whole thing is like, my whole thing with that was just like, she showed me something I wasn't ready to see that soon. This is only a weekend. Obviously I could still see you're hurt about that. And I asked her, I was like, are you healed from your ex? Mm-hmm. And she was like, am I healed from what my ex done to me? Yes. But am I healed from just that whole thing? Like, as far as like that action, as far as like that leaving, like thinking someone's going to leave me? No. And honestly, that face you just gave me, mm-hmm. I kind of had that face. It's like, how you not healed from something you think going to happen? That was my whole thing. Like, how you not healed from something you think, right? How you not going to be healed from something you think might or might not happen, So she was, so we was, we was still good and stuff like that. But it was just like, I ain't gonna lie, at that moment, I was like, this is probably my last time seeing you, at least at your house. We gonna go out from now on because I don't want no confusing feelings. And then she told me she was drinking a lot that day. She drank like bear bread, bro. Like she drank like like them tall cans of Bud Light.
Yeah.
Her little small self drinking Bud Light. I come out the bedroom like cigarettes on her table, so I'm like, I don't even want my woman. Yes, I don't like that. Not cigs, bro. Then you drink beer at that. Like, no, you're a whole dude out here. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm a dude then.
You don't smoke cigs, do you?
I don't smoke cigarettes. I do smoke a little bit. And I do drink beer. I like beer.
Yeah? I can't get with beer, man. I don't know what it is
about beer.
But I
drink, regular liquor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I like both.
But just it was really the cigs. The beer, but the cigs, though, that was a turn off for me. But that's like another example. And man, like I said, we need to start. One thing we got to do, and you're right, I should have been clear from the start. And man, we need to do that better. We need to be clear on our intentions because we need to at least let that woman have the choice mm-hmm. of how she's going to deal with us. Mm-hmm. We can't finesse her and influence her choice knowing that what she want out of this, we don't really want that.
Right.
So I do admit I had my little hiccup right there. But I fixed it right after we handled our business though. And guess what she did? Well, I didn't mean like we could not stop having sex. Even though you just told me in that same sentence what sex means to you. If I'm giving you my body, that means we building something serious. So when I take that away, all of a sudden you like, you don't gotta take that away.
That connection. So
That's all it
if
is.
she feel like, if she feels like, and I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you.
No, bro.
You good.
All feedback is welcome.
Women, even though they say, nah, I can't just have sex with anybody.
Right.
If they don't have anybody, they will sacrifice that part.
The
just
sacrifice.
to
Look at
have
that.
somebody. So when you told her, hey, look, we can't do this.
Right.
Her mind went to, damn, all he want to do is sleep with me. And I like him around, and I don't have anybody right now. All right, you can have it. Just come back around.
It's like I'll take this
So-
to deal with this.
So
Right.
you're kind of being manipulated without being manipulated. You get what I'm saying?
No, because I don't think I'm being
But
manipulated.
you're not.
Right. Right.
But once you gave her the, yeah, back up, and she goes, well, I'll sleep with you if you just still stay around, and you go,
You know, right? You said the right word, wrong person though. That's her then.
no.
No, let me tell.
Actually, both of y'all.
Let me tell you why though, because I forgot to tell y'all. She did say, "I'm confident in myself that I will get you the way I want you."
That's a lot of forget. Okay, when did she
It's-
say that? When
No,
did
this
what
is-
part
this-
did she say that?
Now she said. Now I think she said that right, but no, this is right after we because it was like the conversation down because she asked me what time, like how long I'm staying here. Like I'm about to leave in like 10 minutes, whatever. And she all started huffing and puffing, whatever. But that's when she told me. She was like, "I'm confident that I'll get you the way I want you." I'm like, "You sure about that?"
That's not manipulation.
All right,
Yes,
that's
it
not-
is.
That's not
She straight up told you.
right.
But she think that's going to be the way though.
That's not manipulation. Manipulation is you do stuff to people to make them do something you want them to do. If I straight up tell you I'm going in your pockets to take your cash,
Right.
That's not manipulation.
you know what I mean? But if I tell
So where am I being manipulative at?
you,
Like
you're not
I can't
doing
even
it
say the word.
intentionally. You're not.
I'm not doing it at all. I put the ball in her court.
No.
So okay.
I told her, look, we don't have to do this no more. We can chill on the couch and watch TV.
But you're still. What you're doing is.
I want to hear your opinion right after he done.
You're not doing it intentionally.
Right.
I've done this before myself.
Right.
And I realized later, yeah, that was kind of.
Right.
If you're with somebody who's emotionally unstable, which this young lady sounds like.
Right.
Sounds
I,
like.
f- I feel like I saw a glimpse of that night.
No, ain't no glimpse. She's emotionally unstable.
Man.
Look.
You feel that way,
Yeah.
and you still give them your time.
Yeah.
It's something in you saying, "Oh, I can use this to my advantage."
True.
Now, you may not have did it
Intentionally.
but part of you go, "Oh, okay, well, if you just want to sleep together and we ain't got nothing better, then okay, I can do that." That's
Right.
manipulation because you already know she feels like, okay, well, let's just keep doing this so you can be around.
She made a
At
conscious
that point, you
decision.
should've been like, I'll talk to you later. You got in your car, put her ass on Bluetooth while she yelling. Because that's what she gonna do. She gonna call, why did you leave? Why didn't you even come over here? And just drive on home. You already got what you wanted. So if you didn't want the sex, you just said no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But later on, she gonna say, oh, you wanted me for me with sex and blah, blah, blah. Then you gonna realize, oh, shit, I kind of led her on, which is manipulation. You ain't did it on purpose. Not calling you a bad guy.
Right.
But all of us do it. Mostly women. That's mostly a woman thing to do. But we all do it to some point. We know somebody wants us. We really don't want them like that.
Right.
But if we can get out what we want out of it, we just keep doing it.
That's a lot
I feel
of people.
that.
Yeah,
But I
that's a
disagree
lot
on
of
my
people.
behalf,
I'm
though.
agree. I'm agree, Valet.
I disagree because she made a clear, conscious choice. I told her what I wanted. I wanted to just flow. I clearly stated multiple times, look, I'm not looking for something serious. If this confuses you,
Two things.
then
be
we
true
can
at
stop
once.
that.
Yeah, you know both of them things can't be true. What you just said.
What?
That you could be manipulated and she could just make a conscious choice because she did.
Right.
Right.
When she was mad at you about the dinner, she made a conscious choice to let you come over.
Right.
When she could have been like, nah, stay where you at.
Right.
When you reached out to her, you want some help.
Right. So when she expressed, now mind you, she expressed her feelings about just that whole thing. Then we did it.
Uh-huh.
Then after that came everything else I just told you.
But when she expressed that, and it's gonna take time, grasshopper. It's gonna take time.
Little grasshopper.
Because it took,
No, I own that part.
Yeah,
I own that
it
part.
took
But
past
after that,
30.
after I said, look, we can kill this and just cool out up there if that makes you
once
comfortable.
She said, and y'all are not in a real relationship.
Right.
Once she,
I love the show, y'all. I love the show.
once she expressed her dissatisfaction
Right.
about you going out to somebody else,
Right.
it's gonna come with time because you gonna get by your 40s, you gonna be like, oh fuck this. Once she expressed that, an older person,
Yeah.
a more seasoned person, I ain't gonna say older because some young people that are seasoned. A seasoned person in relationships would be like, all right, I'll talk to you later.
Right.
You deal with that on your own.
Right.
What you feeling has nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything to you.
Right.
So let me go. And then y'all can have a conversation later on. But when you stay there with somebody who says you hurt me and you sleep with them, manipulation.
Oh, look at you just nodding your head.
And it's manipulation. And you were twisting them up on the inside. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, that hit me right there. I see what you mean.
You didn't do it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, I got you. So
Made it worse.
I need
Now
to
she's
just.
doing a phone call for you right now.
She probably just texted my phone just buzzing. You know, let me find out. Yep. How was your day? It was. How was your day? Oh man.
You gotta figure that out.
No, ain't no figuring out. I already know what to do, dog. Just keep it. No. Keep it.
I put money.
Keep it
I put
dis-
money, LA.
keep the
Let's
distance.
let's make a bet.
Next time we show up, we're gonna be like,
Oh, I did it, yo.
man, I can't help it.
Man. So what you think about everything I just said?
I mean,
That was just,
about the manipulation
Yeah.
part. I mean, a lot of people do manipulate in dating,
yeah.
but in a way, it can be good in a way, depending on how you use it in dating. Because when it comes down to it, when we come and interact with somebody, or we're in business, and I
Right.
always tell you how relationships are kind of like business.
Right.
We're trying to manipulate them to get them to do what we want. Like we'll try to put our best face forward, and a lot of times that's
Right, we give our rep-
manipulation. That's how I take it.
That is
I feel like if
true.
you put
We all
your
putting our
best face
representatives out.
forward, but you hiding a lot of stuff in a way
Yes.
that's light manipulation.
I agree.
And so,
Total manipulation. That's why most of those relationships don't work.
see, but that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. Because I've had a couple of guys. I had a few guys lie to me about their age. Like it's just sad. They lied to me about their age, how many kids they got,
I'm done.
where they
not lying on the
live.
kids.
It was just horrible. It's horrible.
Man.
And they be over 35.
Oh my God.
That's what make it worse. They be like in their 30s to 40s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is atrocious. And this
Yeah.
is what I got to pick from.
Yeah. It's hard because we all been guilty of doing that. Putting out our best version of ourselves out just to get who we want at the time or whatever. And it's like, how do we, because we got to see each other in all phases to really know if we're going to deal with this person. Like, it's cool and easy and the whole breeze to be around you when you're happy. Things in your life is going kind of smooth. Our vibe is smooth, yada, yada, yada. But how, like, it's going to be difficult to be around you when you're depressed, when you're angry, when, things are not going, your way in your life or whatever. And then I hear a lot of us talking about, like, y'all should start with friends and stuff like that. Like, I've been through that. I've been through the whole friend thing, been a friend with a woman for a whole year, shot my shot. And I will never forget this because it's kind of stung a little bit. She, now we never had like an intimate moment. We shared one intimate moment and it was just like a kiss, right? So this is after a whole year of being just strictly friends. Like we were so tight. Like her mom lived in Alabama, right? I was dating someone in Alabama. She would drive me and drop me off at my girl's house because it just so happened that her mom stayed 15 minutes away from the house. Like that we was that tight. And plus she was dealing with somebody at the time. So when she broke up with her dude, I'm like, dang, I know what you've been through, this, that, and the other. I think we should just get away. And I think I was going through something at home. I didn't feel like being home at the time. Like, let's just get away. So that weekend, we went to a hotel. And I remember when she told me she never had a guy do anything romantic for her before. So my whole thing was, I didn't care about smashing her. I just wanted to be romantic. So I ended up getting wine, like them little rose petals. And I'm getting that. Got some candles, like lit the whole thing up. Just wanted to like make this dope ass card. I'm good at cards. Just kind of expressing myself. Now, mind you, this is after we had like our first like little kiss or whatever, and we both agreed like we both felt something there. Now, mind you, we still cool. Like things didn't get awkward or anything like that, you know. And I told her like, look, man, I feel like this is me, with my cape on again. I can be the man for you. This and that. Now look, I said, now look, now
When you gonna retire your cape?
I retired last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
No, okay. I swear we just talked about it. Something like recent. I swear we just talked about this.
Okay, probably this year. But I was like, look, I understand where you're at now. You just got a relationship, this and the other. So if you don't want to go that route, we still have our solid friendship to fall back on. I told her that numerous times. So fast forward to the that weekend at the hotel. You know, we didn't do anything sexual. I think I gave like a little rub down. We took a bath together, you know, drank some wine and just, you know, talked about life shit and all that other stuff. And everything was good. Like that next morning, you know, everything was still cool, this, that, and the other. So I think we went to Burger King and we ate, whatever. So when I went home, I texted her the next day and she hit me back. I forgot what we was talking about. I think we was talking about like the American Horror Story or something like that, because we both loved that show. I didn't hear from her until my birthday. So this is back in June when that happened. I didn't hear from her till September. You know? And I'm like, damn, like, and I reached out to her multiple times, but I'm not the type of dude to keep pressing you, you know. And you know, and she hit me up exactly on my birthday, and she gave me like the driest happy birthday text. Happy birthday. Now this is coming from someone that was my dog for a whole year. You know, then we had like this little night at the hotel or whatever, and you just say happy birthday, no emojis, no nothing. I just said thank you. So, and you know, when Virgos be petty, like when it was her birthday, like I didn't even reach out to her. That's like my way of like getting back or whatever. So, fast forward, how much time we got, LA?
5 minutes.
God, okay, time. So I got to speed this up a little bit. So I went through this phase where I was like dealing with different women for different reasons, whatever. So I hit her up. This is in January, right? And I just want to see if she'll answer the phone. So I called her, and she answered the phone. So we talking. So I'm like, hey, how you been? This and the other. So then like it was like a little pause, and then I just went on and said it. I'm like, bro, like why you bounced on me like that, man? And she was like, I wasn't ready for you at that time. Like all that stuff you did for me, I didn't feel like I deserved that from you. And that was tough. And I'm like, Shell, like, I even told you, like, bro, we've been dope friends for like a year and some change. Like, even if you didn't want to go this route, we could have just stayed friends. And she was like, she was just scared to tell me, like, what she wanted to tell me as far like the whole deserving thing. And now we don't talk. So now, like, what is a formula? What is the formula to like get to know someone properly and then transition that into a relationship? And we can end that. I mean, you can give your feedback, but that can be our last whatever.
I don't know the formula either. You let me know when you find it.
LA, do you know the formula? Miss, do you know the formula? The formula.
So doing what? Staying friends and being in a relationship?
No, as far as like getting to know someone thoroughly. Because I seen her in all her stages. I seen her when she was depressed. I seen her when she was happy. I seen her when.
Like,
Exactly. Ain't no
I
formula.
think a lot of people in your generation, like everything that y'all do,
Right.
you want it right now.
Instant gratification, yep.
And that's because of social media.
I said that, remember?
Yes, you
I
did.
said that a few weeks
You
ago.
did. You did. And that's so
You
true.
never, I've known my wife for 16 years.
Right.
And to this day, she'll say something, and I'm like, I didn't know that.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? It's not humanly possible to know the ins and outs of anybody in your life.
Right.
It's your mom, your dad. People hold on to things that they don't feel comfortable.
Right.
And you should, if you're in a relationship, you should be comfortable that your partner can go to somebody else and share, and they don't have to come to you and
Right.
A lot of people have that issue of jealousy. If you and Cliche together, and Cliche is talking to me about stuff, and you find out she talking, you get mad because she ain't sharing it with you. Just be happy that she loves you enough or cares about you enough she may not feel comfortable sharing that with you because you may be the type of person to bring that up and throw it in her face. You get what I'm saying? Be happy that she's that well adjusted where she can take that outside the house and not disturb what y'all got. So don't always look to know everything about the person you're with.
Right.
All that soulmate shit is some bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I can scream that my wife is my soulmate. 3 years from now, we can separate. What happened to the soulmate shit?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Just be, if you're happy with yourself, you'll be happy with whoever you're with. And that's what most people's problem is. They're not happy with themselves. And they won't.
And they depend on someone, to bring that happiness into their life, and you can't do that.
Like me myself, I'm happy with myself.
All right.
Black, old, I love myself.
Right.
So everybody I'm around, and y'all know this, everybody I'm around, I try to bring positive energy. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I try to be nice. It's a lot of times I can't be, but I love myself.
Right.
But a lot of people can't say that. They don't
Right.
love themselves, but they want somebody to love them. You can't, this shit don't work. I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. Krisha, did you have anything?
That is it.
Yeah, that is it. We're going to drop the mic on that. So, stay tuned for another episode. We'll be back next year. No, it's fine. I was just playing, y'all. Peace and purple Kool-Aid, y'all. We out.
Have a good one.